Good morning, welcome to day 2. I'm just leaving the campsite now. It wasn't the best sleep I've ever had because the wind and rain picked up in the night and it kept waking me up, but so I had a little bit of a lie-in. I've set off, it's just about 8 o'clock now, and I'm heading out the campsite, which really enjoyed staying at the campsite, and I'm going to be heading down into Lathkill Dale. So let's get started. Hopefully this will get me warmed up a bit because it's pretty chilly this morning, but at least it's not raining now. So the goal today is to get as close to Edale as possible, which on this route that I've plotted, I reckon it's about 30 miles away over the edges and stuff, but we're in for some pretty high winds today, so we'll have to see how it goes up on the edges and figure out what we're going to do about camping. I've not had a coffee yet this morning, so I'm hoping to get through Lathkill Dale and then over to Bakewell and get some, maybe get a bit of a breakfast there and get some more stocks. But we're just entering Lathkill Dale now, and have a look at this. So we're going to head all the way down through there, and there is an underground waterfall along here, so we'll try and find that too. It doesn't happen often, but after a lot of heavy rain, water actually flows out of here, and this is a stream going down through the dale. I've seen it once. It's been raining, but it's very dry, so you imagine how much rain it needs. But I'd love to know where the source of it is, where it actually starts up in the mountain, up in the hill somewhere. Can you tell I'm not very perked up yet this morning? I've probably got a total of like 3 hours sleep, so hopefully it's better tonight. So we're just coming to the end of Lathkill Dale. I somehow managed to miss the little underground waterfall. I thought it was off the side of the path, but obviously I must have adventured a bit further back last time. But now we're going to head up to Over Haddon and then down into Bakewell, where hopefully we get some breakfast and a coffee. Take care, lambs on road. Just come down into Bakewell. I'm going to nip to this shop, get some supplies, then we're going to try and find a breakfast spa. That'll do. Finally. Instant perk up. So I've got my snacks and stuff, I've just put some in my bag. I'm going to have to try and squeeze that lot into there. So I'm just climbing up out of Bakewell. That breakfast was exactly what I was after. And this route's going to take me over the hill and then down to Chatsworth. So should be a bit of a climb up and then drop back down to that side. The weather's a bit gipping. It's a bit of a mix of gusty winds and wet. So I've just had a look on the map. I've done about 7.5 miles, and Edale is 20 more miles away. But I'm just gonna get some miles in, see how far we can get. Over the top between Bakewell that side and Chatsworth that side, you get some pretty good views. It's a bit dull at the moment with the weather, but you can sort of see all the edges that we'll be hiking along. The only thing is going to be the wind up there. I reckon it's going to be horrendous, but we'll get up there and we'll see. We can always find a lower route if needed. Hopefully you can hear this. Here we have Chatsworth House. let's chat about a little bit of kit. Walking poles, these Lecky Peak Freeze that I think I got them from Go Outdoors. I've done a lot of walks with these now, and they're still going strong, so really recommend them. But all walking poles are pretty much the same, but they really help me on the steep hills, or just when I'm knackered, I'm like leaning. Shoes, I've actually got Ultra Lone Peaks on. So obviously in winter I was wearing boots and everything like that, but Ultra brought out a new pair of Lone Peak, I don't know if they're 10s maybe, and I thought they looked nice. I thought I'd give them a go. I did the Land's End to John O'Groats hike in 3 pairs of them. I wore through 3 pairs of them, and then I swapped to some Toppos last summer, which I really like, and I'll still wear them, but then I thought I'd give these a go. What else? Waterproofs, Montaigne, I think it's a Levity jacket, which is holding up well, and I've got some Rab, really lightweight, I can't remember the name of them, waterproof trousers that are great as well. I promise I'll make a video of all the kit that I use, but it changes quite often, so I need to just maybe do a video of all the kit that I use the most, and it's just finding time for it at the moment. Everything's a bit hectic, but it's good, so I'm enjoying it, but I'll get one out there as soon as possible. So this is a lovely view of Chatsworth House. I'm going to cross this bridge and then head over towards Baslow, Kerber, that area. Oh yeah! So that was a good hill. I've just come. I've done 12 miles so far, and I'm just about up at Wellington's monument, which is from there. I'll be going over Kerber, Froggatt, Baslow, Edges, and then dropping down. It's getting real windy up here, so see how bad it is on the tops there. I might go along the top and then drop down towards Haversige, and then go along the river there, because that'll be nice and sheltered. I reckon I've done 12 mile, I reckon I've got another 15 miles to get to Edale. It's about 2 p.m, so I don't know what I'm doing today. I'm going to get there about 10 p.m. I think, you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to see if I can get in the hostel. That'll motivate me to get there. If I can get in the YHA, then it doesn't matter how late I get there then. I'm going to have a look, see what we can do. So this is the Fjallraven Abisko 35, Abisko Hike 35. That's my tent, the Dursting tent just sat on the top. And everything else is in there, 35 litre. And it's weighing just over 10 kilos. Probably the lightest bag I've ever actually had, weight-wise. I don't know how I've managed to do it. Normally I'm carrying a lot more than that. But it's worked so far. Made it up onto the tops. That hill in the distance there was the other side of there is Bakewell, so we've just come over there, down to Chatsworth, up this one, then we're up towards Wellington's monument. I don't know how much you'll be able to hear up here because it's very windy, so I'll film a little bit, but we'll crack on with it. Here it is, Wellington's monument, and look at that for a bench with a view. Beautiful. I'm not sure of the history of this, but if anyone knows, let us all know in the comments. There we go. Nice little spot. The view up here is amazing. So over there now, just about to see is Baslow and Kerber Edge. So head over there. There's lots of cow poop around, so we might see the Highland cows. So we're up on Baslow Edge. This is the view. It is cold up here. The wind's giving me a bit of a brain freeze on the side of my face. So I'm going to do this a bit fast. The Highland cows usually hang around there, but they're not here today. I can't see them anywhere, sadly. Maybe they've gone in with the weather. I'll keep an eye out for them anyway. So that was Baslow Edge, and now we're going up to Kerber Edge along the top of there. Is it me, or does that look like someone's face? I just hit 15 miles, stopped for a little chocolate bar, and I needed to put my waterproof cover on the bag because it's just slowly getting through. The only thing that lets this bag down is I just think the waterproof cover looks a bit cheap. I'm trying to look good out here, come on. But I'm trying to get a bit of shelter out of this wind actually under the rocks at Froggatt Edge. and then we'll get down, we'll be in the valley then, should be a bit flatter, a bit nicer. So I've just dropped down into Froggatt and I'm joining the river Derwent. Going to follow the Derwent Valley Trail now for a bit towards Haversige, and there's no wind down here. The side of my face here and my eye socket was going numb. I couldn't feel it, so I thought let's get out of the wind, and now we've got a pretty nice section down the valley towards Haversige. I would absolutely love to live in a little village like this. Pretty sure there's a rule that you can't buy a house in the Peak District unless you've lived here before or your family have or something. But it'd be so nice, wouldn't it, just to be in a quiet little village. Anyone's got a house they want to give away, let me know. So I just had a look, and Edale Hostel's got one room available. So I'm going to see how many miles I can get in the next couple of hours, and I'll be able to work out if I'll be able to get there. And if I can, I'm going to book it, and we're going to have a nice treat tonight, a lovely bunk bed. And hopefully they do food there, because that would be nice. Cool, let's get on with it. Look at these fellas, very fluffy. Just up there is Haversige, which I was going to stop there for a little break, but I think I'm going to carry on down along the river and try and get to Hope, and I'll have a rest there. It's 4 o'clock now. I've got about 4 hours of daylight and 10 miles to do, but my pace is pretty slow at the moment because I'm feeling it. But so I was thinking, if I get to Hope, have a quick drink there, have a rest, and then just plod along round to the youth hostel. I've got my head torch in case we lose the light, but it'd be nice to get there before it gets dark. So let's do it, come on. 28 miler with a bag on. Oh, and 3 hours sleep last night. Happy day. I've got my headphones in, by the way, listening to a bit of music, and I'll show you these. These are Shocks. They're over ear headphones, so basically they don't go in your ear, they just rest over it. So it's a nice sound, it doesn't sit in your ear, and you can still hear what's going on around you, especially for crossing roads and that sort of thing, even for listening to podcasts in the tent and that. I really like them. I think they cost me, they were quite a lot, they were like £100, but they charge you a little case, and it seems to last for ages. So yeah, really good. Shocks over ear, maybe that's probably not the proper name, but something like that. Those are the Haversige stepping stones. Get it stiff, get it very stiff. Oh. Cool. Just coming into Hope, that's 24 miles in the bag. There's a really nice cafe and there's a breakfast over there, by the way. I lost my arm. There's a spa shop here, so I'm going to get myself a nice little treat for the journey. About 4 more miles, hopefully, to Edale. We're doing well. I've had a new lease of life, actually. I feel pretty good. It's funny that you can walk a marathon in a day, but I couldn't run one. I know that for a fact. I could walk it though, 12-hour marathon. Got myself a coffee and a big bag of cheesy Doritos to keep me company for the last few miles. I'll see you in Edale, hopefully. Hello. See you next time. It's nearly 8 PM. I've been walking for 12 hours and I'm just arriving now. That is 28 miles I've done. And there's a little hill just to finish me off on the way up to the YHA. But I can't wait to have a nice shower, relax. Good day, some beautiful scenery today as well. We have a room. This'll do. 61,000 steps today. No wonder my legs and feet are aching. That's nearly a week's worth of steps. I'm gonna have a shower. I'm just trying to let all my kit air out a little bit. Some stuff's a little bit wet, and have some food. Unfortunately, we got here too late, so we couldn't get food from downstairs. So I'm gonna eat some of the meals that I brought with me, but I've booked in for breakfast before we set off tomorrow. So happy with that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have a shower, get all sorted out, and tomorrow's going to be a pretty tricky day actually over Kinderscout, Bleaklow. I'm hoping the weather improves because it will be a bit gipping up there, and aim for around Torside Reservoir that way. I will see you in the morning.